Hello, hello. Hey, Gallo. How's it going? Can you guys hear me okay out there? Oh, good, good. Hey, Laura. How are you? How are you doing? How are you doing, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Oh, man. Until like an hour ago, I was not sure that I would actually be talking to you all right now. Oh my goodness. That was a roller coaster last night. Holy heck. Looks like there is still quite a bit of a chat delay or something. But yeah, no. So my music did not crash the stream. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. Once again, what exactly did it? You know, you get like the error log, and there's like a bajillion lines of code, and that's not very helpful. So, yeah, oh my god. No, I was just... I didn't actually touch the music. The music has been thankfully working fine so far, knock on wood. But, I was implementing some new bits of overlay and just kind of trying to clean things up, actually, in OBS. I also foolishly did an update, admittedly. But turns out the update wasn't what did it. Yeah, so I was fiddling around with some stuff. I made several changes, and then all of a sudden, though, everything was actually working fine. Even after I made the changes, I was looking around in OBS, I was testing things out, seemed to all be working fine. And then, yeah, you can even see now. Hopefully this works. Ta-da! Okay, so got a bit new, some new widgets built out for the stream here, and I was implementing these as well as some other fixes and things, and then all of a sudden when I closed my OBS, because I was changing some programs around, I opened it back up and it wouldn't open, and it just was totally dead. I don't know what was going on, but it just refused to open. It would crash immediately, and like, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't even open at all. It would just give me an error. It says couldn't open, and then terminal would open. It would have all these lines of code flying all over the place. Eventually, I was able to do I reinstalled everything, and then I finally figured out how to wipe like some extra set of files for like a total blank reinstall. And then it turns out, so it wasn't the latest version that was doing it. It was it's some setting in some of these original scenes that I made. Like, these are ones that you guys don't see, but I have like all these scenes that I tested stuff in like way back when. And somewhere in those scenes, when I delete a certain little cluster of them, OBS refuses to open once those are deleted, which is very bizarre to me. It's like, these are like, you know, just like, oh, I don't know, just testing some kind of camera feed or like the game feed or something, but deleting it freaks OBS out and it won't open anymore. But now I think I have a better system. If there's one thing that I learned from design that I was very silly to not implement in this whole setting up of OBS, it's save early and save often. And I was not saving like my settings and profile and all the what do you call it, scenes and everything, scene collections. I was not exporting them as I went, and I really should have been doing that. And now, thankfully, I have like a stable version, so I think if this was to happen again, I now know how to wipe OBS completely and then get everything back plugged in really, really fast with everything kind of all saved. But yeah, pro tip anybody for design, save early, save often. Like obsessively, it's probably better to obsessively save, compulsively save even, than to lose like hours and hours and hours of work just because you haven't saved and the program crashes or something. Oh no, Laura. That sucks. But I totally know that feeling. Well, I mean, I know the feeling from this happening too, but like, I mean, that has also happened in the past at work for us as well, where someone will either move files and we'll lose the, like we won't be able to get them when we need them, or yeah, sometimes someone accidentally completely erases something. But like backing up stuff and saving early and often saves your ass so much, and just getting in the habit of that. Oh man, yeah. Oof. Finally catching my breath. This is good. I think everything sounding like it normally does. Hopefully sounding and looking, performing like it you guys are used to. I think I set all the settings back up to the same thing that they were before, but I am not 100% sure since, yeah, I didn't super hyper thoroughly document everything. Whew, good, okay. Then we can get going here. We're gonna continue the bar. We're gonna continue the bar here. I think we made a lot of really good progress last time. And honestly, I mean, I think the foundation is pretty much there, except for now we just gotta actually do some of the floating and I think layer some more stuff. But I think a lot of the framework and everything is pretty much all good to go. Random side note, why do the retainers always bring so many dang stuffed alphas? I feel like I think I've gotten like 6 in the last 2 weeks. Wild. Yeah. Oh, hey, Gallo, thank you so much for subscribing with that Prime. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, to anybody who didn't see that the little button there, I was able to make a Twitch affiliate as of last week. After my DJ stream, I got the notification like a day later, and yeah, now I'm a Twitch affiliate, so you can now sub to this channel if you would like, and of course I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll be working on getting things like emotes and channel point options, and I think we get 1 slot for like an animated emote. So like, yeah, exciting new stuff coming. I do not have them right now, right as I first get this, but yeah, that is something we can look forward to. And I look forward to getting some feedback from you guys too about like kind of some stuff that you guys might want. How does one subscribe with Prime? So first things first, I believe you need to connect your Prime account to your Twitch account. And then every month you get one free Twitch sub that you can give out to a streamer. And this resets every month and it does not automatically happen. That is my understanding. So if you were to give it to me this month or to give it to another streamer, you know, this month, next month, if you wanted to give it to myself again, for example, you would have to click the button again. I don't think it automatically renews. But it also lets you then move it around and, for example, send it to me one month and then send it to another friend another month or another person the next month. So that, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone here, if you know more than I do, but I do believe that is how that works. Oh yeah, I thought I'd run over to the Gold Saucer, by the way, and grab a Gold Saucer chandelier for this build because it has the low profile. It's really big though, like, but it's a bit of a lower profile up there. I thought we might want that in the event that we want to actually cover up the ceiling area at all. But if we end up with if we do the ceiling grading thing, I'm not sure if we'll use that because it is so loud, but loud in its design, right? But if we end up just like covering the top of the ceiling, Gold Saucer Chandelier is one of the best things that you can do to hide the chandelier up in the roof because it's such a vertically, it's such a low profile. So I have that now just in case. Although, you know, that little pendant is also quite, something like that, the little pendant or something is quite nice because it's also pretty easy to hide or pretty easy to ignore it in the grand scheme of things. Especially if you turn the lights off and we were to go with a zero light build, then it really becomes pretty invisible. Oh man, password. Forgetting passwords. Yeah, that is honestly something I feel like that so many people struggle with, you know? Just so many dang passwords and subscriptions and things you gotta renew and things to keep track of. Like, I do feel like it's worth the time to either set up like a password manager app and or try to, I don't know, come up with like a system or something in like maybe some private Google spreadsheets or something or another. I'm not a password expert here or anything, but yeah, I definitely think that that's something I definitely have struggled with before too, so I feel that. And then two-factor authentication, authenticator apps, and all kinds of stuff. Oh my god, it's a lot to keep track of, huh? Okay, let's see. What should we do first here? I think so. We have the basic framework of the bar laid out. I think worth noting that this little layer of jars is kind of only half showing, which is a bit bizarre. So I think these Hingen sideboards probably are not going to do it for us. We probably will want to use something a bit higher. I wonder what happens with, let's see, bar counters? Maybe the backs of bar counters? Let's see, is that the right height? Oh, okay, actually, yeah, that's pretty close. That's actually quite good. I think it cuts off a little bit of that bottom bottle, but honestly, it just looks like slightly shorter bottles, but it's still very believable as bottles. Whereas the completely half cut off ones look very strange. So maybe this could be an option like that or something to save a slot. Fluffy drank them and chewed half the dang bottle off. That's hardcore. Dang, I didn't know Fluffy was that intense, but like, I guess to be a cat in this crazy world, you know, though, like, you gotta toughen up. You gotta be pretty greedy. Yeah, that could probably work, something like that. So we have this. Let's see. I guess, what did we say with the? Oh, we were going to go with. We had the shelves too, right? The tables. We were using the tables, or the what they were called? Shelving units, or Oasis. Why am I blanking on this? What were they called? The heck were they? This one. Oh, Oasis open shelf bookshelf. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Let's get back on track here. What were we doing? We had these. These were looking really cool as like the front detail that would match with the bar design. I think we said that we're on the floor right now, but that it'd be more interesting to raise the whole floor up. Okay, so trying to think here, right? Like, originally we really wanted to have the aquascape pop up through the top, but you know, looking at how this thing is turning out and how we kind of are raising the bar, we probably will raise the bar up, or the tank itself, just because of the way this is all positioned. The tank's pretty high already, and I think that the breaking out the top look might not work very well anymore because of the viewing angle that we're now going to be at. It'll get kind of squished up at the top. I wonder if perhaps we could do an alternate version of that once we work on the main house, the outside in the main room of the medium here. I think in here, maybe if we have space and it works out, we could try still working in the top thing. But I think the more I look at this, the more I think that we could do more with the slots that we have in here by just making the aquarium interior look really cool, and then not worrying so much about whether it's popping up out of the top. And the thing that will unify this with the rest of the build is the overall architecture, as well as the fact that we might also add an aquarium out in the main room. Pastel pink in honor of Morgaunt. Is that... Wait. Is Morgaunt that designer? The other housing designer? So you're talking about? Am I blanking? Am I not thinking about that properly? I might be derping. Wouldn't be the first. Let's see. Okay, so let's raise this. We'll have this raised up. We will have. Kind of thinking like a bunch of maybe some more indoor ponds. Like just go full pond, full pond ceiling for the bed meta, and. Yeah, that could probably work. Let's see. He's my nemesis. Ah, so wait, and Morgaunt is he's the one who currently has a dog profile. Did he just do that? The bunch of modern, like, sort of like medium brown colored builds. He was recently showcasing like a wardrobe. I think, am I mixing these people up? I recently saw something on Twitter where someone was doing the shelving units. It's like 2 places where you'd slot in, you know, clothing. It's like a closet almost, and then there's like a larger vanity area next to the closet areas. Really, really clean. Super, super well done. Actually, I gotta say, the last week of housing has been very impressive. I've seen a lot of really well done builds pop up that look extremely well thought out and very cohesive. Yeah. I think it. Okay, yeah. Now that you say it like that, I think you're right. It is a tailor shop. He shared an image though where it was like there wasn't anything happening in the actual cabinet space yet, though. It was like just blank space. But there was like a bust, the thing where you put like what do you call it? You can, you know, a fake chest or whatever, where you can then hang jewelry or whatever for display. That was sitting in one of the things. Oh, is he? Oh, okay. Man, me and him should have a talk. Because I loved it. I could see that right away. The precision in his build and like how specific he was about aligning everything and making sure all the textures and stuff were matching. That's what I commented too on that post. Because I know exactly what it's like to try to make a really it looks really simple, but to make like a really clean and unified looking box in this game is quite challenging, like a lot more challenging than you'd think. And I know this because during my temple build, I made these 2 cutouts in which I put the samurai armor. And it's like, so it's very deceptively simple looking. You just look at it and it looks like a glowing box. But like, man, it took me so long to get that box looking as clean and as precise as it does. Oh, hey, Amphi! Welcome in. Thank you. Thank you. As expected from our owner of the dilapidated fishing shack. I assume that's what you do all day, right? Is you sit on the dock outside your fishing shack and fish because yeah. What else would you do with that shack? I guess you could brood in there, read a book, kind of contemplate life. Like, why am I not catching enough fish? Do the fish not like me? Have I done something wrong with them? Did they hear what I said about their family the other day? Oof. You never know. Dude, Fluffy is like a bottomless pit. How? Amazing. I mean, he admittedly, the chonk does show for it, but you know, like really impressive. Fluffy's eating like all the alcohol, the bottles of the alcohol, all of the fish, all of the everything. Really. And yet, always keeping up with you. Going to all these builds and going all the things. A bajillion miles an hour. Like when that cat needs to go, he just gets up and runs, you know? And that is impressive, I will say. That takes some real, you know, you gotta really be a certain kind of mindset. He is. I mean, that's why he's the star of your Discord, right, Alora? It does make it easier, I'm sure. No need to reinvent the wheel if you just are the wheel. Be the wheel. Oh, wow. Just like random thought of like, I think this will just eat up too many slots, but if we wanted to actually frame the bar itself, like, you know, match this with this detail, because we're using it in the front too, like that actually kind of works pretty perfectly too, right? Like just slotting that right in like that. Could easily push this up so it's right here, up at the top or something. And then that way it would come all the way down. But that actually is pretty perfect. Yeah, like if we actually have extra slots here, that might be something worth, yeah, like that, you know? There. It's like, oh wait, even one more in? Yeah, look at that. It's like perfect automatic shelving. No fuss. A little bit chopped off at the top, but like honestly, I don't think people will really give you too much flack for that. Just chop it off right about there, I think, on the, you know, just show these three in a window. Hey Ray, TFK. Welcome too. Glad to have you here. I know you probably were. You're in here, always, in some sense, lurking, just hanging out. But hello, wanted to say hello. Extra slots, I know, right? Oh man, wouldn't that be nice? Let's see. Okay, what's the next move here? Probably float some, I guess probably start floating some of this stuff up, right? So then we can kind of get a feel for this. Maybe, or maybe, let's see. What do we want to do on the sides? What are we gonna do on the sides here? We need to, we have the bar here. We need a bar counter for people to get served. Then we will have, unless we make it a self-serve bar, kind of like with like the ale tap thing that I did the other place. Because that was the original idea of the ale taps in my original apartment bar, was like a whole bunch of ale taps along the wall in that like self-serve your own beer kind of vibe. But that also eats up slots really fast, just lining up like 10 ale taps to get that look. But that would be kind of neat. I guess it would kind of be like weird though, because then the taps would make sense. It would make sense if you had a bunch of taps in a row with the, what do you call it? The barrels and stuff, the cask racks along the wall to represent where the beer's coming from. But it kind of doesn't make sense to have a bunch of like bottles Because, like, yeah, I don't really think you'd ever see many bars that's, like, self-serve and they just have, like, you know, bottles of vodka and stuff lying around. That would be, as Alora is saying, very dangerous. Both for liability reasons, but also for practical, like, you just go broke. I feel like. And people would just get way too messed up. Okay, as I'm thinking, you know, this is part of it, thinking through. I think the ale tap thing might be a cool thing to add as a kitchen feature in the main room, or possibly on the sides of this bar if we have extra space or something. It doesn't even have to be necessarily a beer tap. It could be considered like the free water, right? There's usually like a free water dispenser somewhere in a bar that's like near the bar. So that's like another option. Free water, what a deal, right? Like, nothing is free these days. Let's see. Showcase mounted. I'm just trying to think through kind of what we want to do here. Do we want to... These could be floated up. A second set could be in front, just laying on the floor. Okay, let's pop down a troop stage again, just to get this. I feel like it's always nice to just really understand what the height of all this stuff is supposed to be. Let's go here. Okay, we're gonna texture glitch. And by that I mean I can't stand that, so we're not gonna texture glitch. Is that, okay, that's center. Okay, so how will one experience this place? Out of curiosity, do any of you guys know if there's a way to get people to load into apartments raised up off the floor? Because I know in a house, you can do this, where you can have yourself come into the entrance area and it's a slightly raised up entrance, like 1 or 2 lofts up, and you'll load up and you'll automatically be on top of the lofts. But when I was testing this, I never did this on stream yet, but I was trying some stuff out, and I would always load into the lofts in an apartment. I couldn't figure out a way to get it to automatically start raised up. So that's part of the reason why I don't just like plop down a troop stage right here, so just have the whole floor be up. And why I think I would need, so I think what needs to happen is a step up of some sort. Something like this. Which kind of makes sense too, I guess. Like having like this, and then have these steps right here. Actually, let's see where we load in. Where do we load in? We walk out. Leave private chambers. I never get untapped tap water. You probably do bounce up, but I just don't like the perfectionist slash non-immersion breaking. I don't know what you call this, but like, I don't want any, I always like really try hard to nix any ideas that will be like a break of immersion if I can help it. Like I thought about, like I agonized over this like at Ichi, because the whole entrance of Ichi is raised up, and I experimented for a long time trying to figure out like how to make sure when you load into that thing, you don't snap up off the ground visibly. You just load in, hopefully, and you're just on top of the deck. And you only notice, you might not even notice that you've raised up until you step down, and then you go, oh, I was actually on a raised up part. Okay, perfect. So if we load in the room, we load right here, roughly. So if there are steps right here, it's kind of weird that you would walk it. I mean, people will understand, right? People will understand that you walked into the room a few feet and then regained consciousness. and then move forward. Another option actually too is I realized I was setting the loft here where it's actually like perfectly flush with this, but realistically I could just push the loft in. So I could just this would actually this could solve it to make it not feel so weird. And the spacing is just, instead of like perfectly flush with the left corner edge there, just push it farther in like this. So then it breaks right there, roughly with the side of this railing. And now if we load in, it'll probably have a bit more lead room before you walk up what would be steps to make it feel more natural. I need to adjust this too. I realize the curtain here always kind of clips the camera right as we load in. Sloppy Brigade. Oh yeah, no, I mean, I understand. Like, I think we had the big long talk about this, right, Alora? Like when we first met, of like that I really do admire how much speed and like efficiency you gain if you can just let a lot of the little like minutia go that like probably people don't really actually care about that much or notice. But there's like pros and cons to both sides, right? Like I definitely probably take longer to build stuff because I will fuss over something minute that again, like does it, sometimes it's like spend 3 times the time on building like a set of stairs for like a 10% gain of, I don't know, like increase of people being like, whoa. But which is not really efficiency, right? That's not, but at the same time, I don't know, different takes on it, right? This isn't too much of a stretch though. I think this is good. In the case too of this room, because it's such a small room, there's not going to be a lot of places where the level change can happen. So I think just even having that little moment where people walk up a set of stairs to get up to these other areas can feel, just make it a little bit special, make it a little bit feel a little different. And I think we'll spend a couple clutter items here just to make this feel like a, what's the term? Is it a Genkan? I don't know, because someone looked that up for me. It's a Japanese term and it means like in the entryway, right? If you've ever seen Japanese houses and you walk into, or Japanese buildings, there's a little entrance area where you stop and you take off your shoes and you wipe your feet, and like they usually have a little cubby where you can put your shoes. Awesome, I got it right. Yes, remembered. Yes, Genkan. It's a really neat thing that a lot of like Japanese things in particular do, and they'll have like a specific like sort of entry staging area. I guess it's similar to what maybe in a Western setting would be the coat room, I think, or the mud room. If you're, especially like in a cabin, right, where you have, there's like a distinct area where you're supposed to take off your shoes and hang your jacket up and kind of keep all that outdoor stuff separate from whatever you're about to do indoors. Is this going to be shoeless bar? I mean, you know, we could make it that. In general, like the whole vibe of the house is kind of Asian in general. So I guess one could argue that the whole FC house, you would have your shoes off in general. But then again, you go to the outside backyard stage and it's like concrete. It's probably not like the nicest on your feet. So, but I think like even just having the idea of a little entrance area in this bar, which, you know, like, I mean, like any bar, usually there is like an entrance area where you would be greeted by a attendant or something, right? So that makes sense that they might have like an area where there'd be, I think something I was trying this in the original The House, is you use the music stand, right? And it looks like a menu stand. I remember because originally I was thinking that the inside of the house would be more like a restaurant kind of vibe, and I was looking for like what would be at the entrance of a restaurant. And so yeah, the music stand works really well for Unfortunately, you don't have any music or anything, a menu on it, but like it does look pretty convincing as when you walk up to a restaurant and they have the little stand outside, right? And it shows the menu and you can preview what you might be able to get there. And they do that a lot actually in Japan as well. So that holds true as well with the Japanese vibe. So yeah, something like that at the entrance, right? Where you walk in, maybe it's the message book next to it, as if it's a reservation book. And then reservation book, message book. You could even leave the bell, right? As if like you were calling for an attendant. And then you have the menu, and then the stairs up, and then maybe like a little cubby or something, as if you were gonna put your bag down or hang your coat. Although to be honest, I think that all can happen more in the main house, because this would be just more, you're coming for specifically the bar after already hanging out in the main area. Yeah, or please wait to be seated, exactly. If the seating area, or the seating area is filled up or something, right? Also, I noticed we have a couple of other viewers, so just wanted to say to anyone who's in there lurking, hello, welcome to the stream. Say hi feel free to say hi if you would like. We don't bite. And even if you don't understand housing or anything, too, feel free to field questions or just join in on our random chatter. We are literally building in Final Fantasy, but we are talking about life and all kinds of stuff like that. Yes, Amphi later told me that the first stream they came into, they were very, very, very quiet and basically lurking the whole time, but then decided to speak up a little bit. And here we are. Look at this. Chatting. So, and you can too, lurker out there. Never, Alora. No. But I would of course welcome others to jump in if they so felt compelled. And if I'm ever like tunneled in, and just focusing on building something, and I have two monitors, so if I'm looking at the game, I'm not immediately looking at chat, and someone pops in, say hi to them, I mean, feel free to greet people. I encourage all of us to help meet and greet each other throughout all of this. What was I gonna do here? Do I have a music stand actually? I wonder. Actually, this bugs me a lot. We freaking cannot search in the house inventory when we do the search for item. Ugh. Man, hey Square Enix, if you're listening, please allow us to do a search for items within the house inventory, as well as all the stuff that we can already do. That would be lovely. Music. Okay, I definitely have one of these. It might be in the nightclub build that I didn't use. I didn't use it, but I'll have to go pull it out of there sometime. Okay. Oh well, that's fine. We can... What do we need? I think we need 2 more Oasis tables. Since we're gonna try that trim on the bar. So let's go with here. Oasis, I think we made these really easily, if I remember correctly. Or can we buy them? Oasis. Oasis open shelf, right? There we go, open shelf bookcase. True Slumber, or maybe we can just buy them, I don't know. Probably easy to just buy them. And bar counters we need. Let's see. One of us. One of us. You know, okay. I mean, that's not out of the question. To be honest, I mean, that would be something I'm curious to hear about, like, what kind of channel point redemption stuff do you guys like? Or, like, have you guys... Let me rephrase that. What kind of things do you think would be cool to have for this particular stream? And or what have you seen in any other streams you may have joined that you thought were pretty neat? And we could either... yeah, we could take inspiration from those. Cause yeah, I'm pretty... I've seen some people's like channels and stuff, but to be honest, I mean, I'm actually relatively new to the whole world of streaming and Twitch and everything. So I'm curious, as a viewer, what kind of things would you want? Is that right? I mean, realistically, yeah. Is that something that would actually be interesting to you guys? Like, I mean, having the ability to trigger like a little... It's either like a keys jingling or, you know, like just some kind of a little ping or sound effect that's kind of like, hey, listen. I mean, we could, I don't know, can we use that? I don't know. Can you use Navi's voice? Is that in the public domain? Zelda, you know? Hey, listen. Like... Oh, wow. Well, thank you, Laura. I'm glad that you want to participate in my stream. I'm gonna not buy from the undercut people. Haha, take that, undercutters. But yeah, no, I am very glad that you guys feel comfortable chatting in here, even if you don't other places. Yeah, I think like so the big thing for me with channel points and emotes and everything like that is I want them to be fun, like absolutely 100%. I want it to be fun and something that you guys are like excited to use and stuff, but I also don't want it to be like really gaudy or really obnoxious, because I still like the idea of keeping the stream overall trying to feel like elegant and feel you know, like tasteful. I only say that because like I've seen some people who they'll have like the things where it's like the emote explosions and stuff, which is, I understand, like probably like kind of gratifying to click a button and like the whole screen explodes with like poggers or something. But I just find that very like it's just kind of like too much for me, at least. But like that's the thing. So I feel like I definitely feel like there's a way to take a lot of those same ideas though and make those a little more grounded, or a little bit less crazy. Similar to, I mean, it's similar to like, you know, even the overlay here, right? Where, I mean, I'm not the first person to ever have like a chat stream overlay or like these other things. But I think my take on it is just a bit more minimalistic in approach or tamed back. But still, like, I think it conveys a lot of the same stuff. So yeah, I think a simple tone or even a very small little sound clip wouldn't be too bad. And we could, I think, I'm guessing you can turn them on and off per stream as well, where you have, for example, you can jingle jangle the keys during a housing stream, right, where it's just chatting or we're just hanging out, but maybe during like a DJ set you cannot, because I know that's something that at the moment I have pretty minimal sound effects and stuff that happen when events get triggered, because I didn't want it to be like I'm playing music and it's just like blah, blah, like beeping and popping and whizzing and all kinds of crazy random stuff happening that kind of messes up the flow of the music. Yeah, or air horns. I feel like this, okay, I guess this is another thing though, is like, if you, this would be a good reason to make people not spam that. That's just a higher tier of redemption, right? Like, all right, if you really want this thing to explode with some poggers or to have some air horns go off, then like, that's like a higher level tier reward. But if you just want to like jingle jangle a Namazu bell and have me kind of go, oh, what? Huh? Piece of candy? Like, then yeah, you know, like that can be a typical reward just for like, hey, I said something cool in chat. You should probably take a look and respond with me, interact with me, notice me, right? And I understand that. But yeah, so think about that, right? Like I welcome the chat's input for emotes, both static and I think we get one slot that's animated. So static emote or animated emote, as well as channel redeem points and what you'd like to see for those. Or heck, even like, I'm kind of curious to what people would like as maybe sub rewards. Besides just getting the emotes and stuff, I know that some people do other things with their sub stuff. Hey, Melody! Welcome. Glad you can make it. Welcome into the stream. We are building in an FC room here. We changed directions. We're building a bar. I'm building a bar. Yeah, no worries. We are just building and chatting. I was just asking the... Actually, wait. First, I want to mention Melody here. Will likely be performing sometime at our backyard stage. I was just talking to her about this the other day, and yeah, she is a wonderful bard in the game, and hopefully we'll be able to set something up where we can have her perform either on stream or maybe like right after the stream or something. Have like just like a little impromptu hangout concert thing. Yeah, we're figuring it out, but yeah. So just wanted to give a shout out to Melody. She's a phenomenal bard in the game, wonderful vibe, and I can't wait for her to perform for us sometime. I think you guys are really gonna enjoy it, and then we can all have a drink in the bar together, or she could even just come and play in the bar too. I mean, that's fine. We can figure it out. Yeah. Oh man, it was so nice. The first person to ever play at that backyard stage was Melody, for just a small little group of us, and man, like, it was just so cool to see that place come alive and the vision of it kind of come to life, I guess, you know, just like. Tomorrow, huh? I mean, it's a possibility, like an impromptu just like hangout. Out of curiosity, Melody, would you want me to like stream you performing? Or would you prefer it be more just like an off-stream kind of thing, like maybe we announce it on stream, but like it's more of just like you got to be there in person, and more just like an in-person hangout kind of thing. Okay. I'll have to. Yeah, we can think. Let me. I'll have to look into that. The one thing is right now, for whatever reason, the setup that I have, it doesn't pull the game audio into OBS, and so that would be an issue. So if we were to do something like impromptu, like tomorrow or in the near right very soon, I might not be able to stream it just because you wouldn't be able to hear anything. But I'll look into that so that way we can be ready for that in the future. And I still need to create your little changing screen, but I think we can figure that out pretty easily. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You were here earlier. I don't know if you at all saw my tweet or anything, but streaming issue, no audio, random stuff. Like I always heard people talk about how like finicky, streaming setups and stuff were. Like I would see even like big name streamers, like they tweet out and they Hololive or Rich Campbell or Mioni or someone, right? And they would say like, oh my god, like blah 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 got scuffed during the stream, or sorry for this thing breaking. And like in my brain I always thought like, man, like they're really big streamers who stream like every single day. Like that's kind of weird that like so many of them seem to just randomly have their rigs and stuff break down. But man, I get it now. Now that I've started, like last night I was doing some very simple changes and updates to my OBS and stream, and the whole thing broke. And I was like up all night. That's why I couldn't join you guys last night too. I wanted to come join Melody, you and Arden, and just like come just like hang out for a little while after Ichi. But like as I was editing some stuff shortly after Ichi, the whole thing broke. And I legitimately was not sure if I'd be streaming here today right now, or even be able to open Prominence later this week. Because I literally could not open OBS at all. It would not load. I got this all, managed to finally get this all set back up less than an hour before going live here right now. So holy heck, it's streaming is a beast, an animal. Like ending up like where people wanted that one. Yeah, I mean that's cool. Like, I mean, I was just gonna come hang out too, just to chat. I mean, more just like hanging out with you guys. Could have been anywhere. Could have been on the beach. Could have been on the roof. Whatever. But yeah, then I was in just like panic mode. Like I couldn't. I spent several hours last night like trying to fix stuff. Didn't work. Nothing was working, and I was like about to tweet out or like post a thing that was like, oh my gosh, guys, I think I have to cancel all the streams this week because everything's broken. But then saner heads prevailed after I just took a breather for a second, and I thought, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna wake back up, like get some rest. Right, I'm probably really tired too and just really stressed out. Go to bed, wake back up, give it another go, and just see if you can fix it before the stream. And maybe you can figure it out. And oh, thankfully, here we are. Here we are. But it was a real nail biter, let me tell you. Let's see here. I think I'm wanting to just frame this out a little bit more just to see we might do this. I think we want the false wall still. Okay, so how does this feel? How does this feel if you just jump in here? Okay, we load in. I do love me some like sort of narrow greeting entryway things. So you walk in, boom, walk up some steps, walk up to the bar if you want to walk straight forward, grab your drink. I guess if you're Lalafell, you could look through the little cutout down there too. That works too. Then you can walk over to the side here, and you got the side seating. Side seating. Let's see. How should the side seating go? Should that be how the bar goes? Should this actually be bar counters and then this be more like side counters where you can hang out? You know, over here. And stand and have your drinks. I don't know, that doesn't feel that great. I feel like maybe we should have just bar counters or something there. Let's see. Oh, awesome. Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess it's kind of boring by itself, but yeah, you're right. I mean, if you put other stuff on it or dress it up a little bit, it could work. Just an idea to potentially play with. Because I was thinking the other option is you do actually just put straight bar counters there. You know, have an actual bar counter like that. And then maybe have some seating with the stools. I do think it'd be kind of nice, and the bar counter feels like bar seating, and with the stools and stuff could be nice. 4 on each side maybe, with the little those new pendant lights hanging down maybe. What are they called? The new there we go. Oh, literally pendant wall light. Here we go. Where'd it go? There it is. Right, if we have like that, right? Man, that adds so much. Like, that's such a simple little touch, but like, man, that adds just like so much interest and flavor to that bit. It looks really boring and kind of flat without that. But as soon as you put that in there, you think, oh yeah, that's a coffee shop, right? That, like, this look, instantly. That's like a, yeah, that's the Starbucks look or whatever, right? I mean, or a hipster coffee shop or something. God, so pro. This is a really good addition. I will say, I don't want to jinx myself actually, because I realize there probably is something weird about this because of our 9 out of 10 rule. But so far, that pendant light is pretty amazing. And it persists through objects, which I think is also really cool. Because a lot of lights stop when they hit an object, but the pendant lights and the Queen's Rest both persist. Like, even like it's like, if you look, like, even if it's way up above the pond, the light still shines through and goes like through. In fact, it will even go through floors. In the case of I haven't tried this with the pendant light, but in the case of the Queen's Rest, if you have a Queen's Rest on the top floor of a house and you go to the floor below it, the light is shining through the actual, like, built-in house floor. And it will actually shine through all 3 floors. If you put it at the top of a large, like at the very top, and you go to the very basement, you'll have a massive spotlight on the ground of the basement, which is pretty awesome if you want that there. But it could also be troublesome if you, for example, are making some kind of a really dark build and you need Queen's Rest on the top floor and you don't want the spotlight on the floor. There's not really a way to block it. So I wouldn't call that like part of our 9 out of 10 rule where it's something that's like, why? It's more like, it could be good, it could be bad. But it's interesting that it works like that, and it's important to note, I think. And I think same with these. I'm pretty sure these do exactly the same thing, where if we could go to the floor below this, it would be a little beam sitting on the floor. But it's nowhere as crazy as the Queen's Rest. The Queen's Rest is absolutely bonkers. The light ray on that thing is... in fact, I would say this is a really nice level of light, because it's, for one, it's warm light, which is very pleasing, but it's also just, it doesn't blow out the shadows and stuff. The Queen's Rest is like, if you stand under that light, it's really harsh. It's a really harsh light. Oh, Laura. We were talking about the Queen's Rest. Have you used them? And the chaotic amount of light that that thing emits? Okay. I need to stay focused a little bit here. Let's float some of the rocks up and finish making sure I have the floor. We need one more troop stage on the sides. We need steps. Before we start like really decking out the bar or like really glamming up some of these things, maybe it is good to make sure that we have enough space for everything, right? So perhaps doing like this. Okay, so some steps. We probably will need want a second set of steps just to make it feel complete. I think I have a second set of steps outside. Oh yeah, it is Bosja. Yeah, the Queen's Rest is from Bosja. You have to go pretty near the end for it, and it costs the Bosja clusters, I think. So it does require a decent amount of farming and some stuff. So you can't just instantly get it. I was fortunate enough to have a friend in game who did a lot of Bosja, but also didn't necessarily need all of his Bosja clusters. He was gracious enough to donate to my cause and buy me a few of the Queen's Rests. So I do have a couple. What was I looking for? The wooden steps. Set of wooden steps. Oh, do I not have any more? Maybe I don't. Maybe I need to go make some more of those. And do I have stools in here? Bar stools. Oh, I do. Okay, I have some extra from... Yeah, perfect. I might as well use those. I wonder if the glade stools would look better too. We can get both. We can see what looks cool. Okay. Glade stools. And I look... Yeah, we don't have any more wooden steps, I guess. That's fine. I've had... Yeah, Bosja is much more fun with friends, I think. Well, I mean, I guess that's a good statement in general, right? Gaming and Final Fantasy in general is often more fun with friends, so you guys should totally team up. But I do also feel that Allura. Yeah, I mean, I'm similar where I would say, while I started the game as just the combat warrior of light kind of thing, I have definitely evolved into that I'm like housing decoration first and foremost. Well, maybe storyline, I guess, whenever those bits come out too, but then like I think that is truly honestly the end game for me. And I, at the moment at least, I'm not really that much focused on a lot more of the completionist kind of content, especially the bigger grinds and stuff. Although I've done a fair amount of them, actually. I've already done like some of the Armaborn relics and some of the Bosja, a bit of Eureka, those grindy kind of stuffs. There's some cool stuff there. I mean, there's some cool housing items locked behind those areas, or glams and stuff. And I mean, we all know that glams and housing is the end, right? So, okay, let's see. Let's try putting some. Actually, wait, I just stand up here. I think like we can preview what the stools look like, right? I just stand here and then I drop these down. I think if I store them and then I place them from inventory. Or will at least appear like they're there. Stool. There we go. Boom. Bar stool. Okay. How does that kind of look? I see that looks okay, but I guess if it was actually at the bar counter, it does look a little more natural. The Glade stool also probably... Oh, it's way shorter, huh? Yeah, so we might need a custom, like, depending on the height that this counter up here, the seating area here gets, the little Glade stools might be a little too short. But they do kind of fit with the whole, like, wood vibe. I don't know, I'm a bit torn. There's the kind of woody, natural-looking vibe with the aquarium, but then there's also the fact that the bar itself is kind of looking a little bit more extravagant. So we'll feel that out. Also, I see we may have a couple other new viewers as well. So just want to give a little hello. Welcome to the stream. If you're in here, feel free to say hello. Love to see who's out there. I don't have a viewer list open or anything, so I can't quite tell. But if you're out there, if you're lurking, or if you just, come checking it out, happy to have you with us. We're building a bar right now, an FC room. And talking about all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, just about design, about Final Fantasy, about all sorts of different things. So if you guys are out there and want to field a question or even just say hello, would love to have you chat it up. Put it in kind of fancy. Only catch up here on what we're saying in chat here for a second. You do battle stuff. That's true. Yeah, you do the battle stuff for the housing. 100% actually, yeah. A lot of my more grindy accomplishments in the game have been with the goal of achieving a housing item or unlocking something for housing. I mean, probably the most noticeable one is leveling crafters, right? That is definitely massively helpful for housing, is just getting your crafters up to the max levels. Especially carpenter and maybe armor or something. Because man, so many of the items you can just craft and it's so much cheaper. Oh man, yeah, locked it. The bicolor gem stuff. Oh, all the fate grinding. I have so much more fate grind stuff to do, but I did unlock a little bit of it. I wanted to get the boxes, the new metal boxes from Garlemald area. So I did do the fate grind there while I was leveling, and that was kind of cool. What to... Oh yeah, you know what I think we could do? So sometimes I do this where I'll set items aside just to make sure that I have enough space. So I'll do, we know we probably want a bunch of these. So just to get a feel for how many slots we actually have left. Sometimes I just do this, and I'll put this just hidden away somewhere in the back. I did this when I was building Ichi Nightclub too. I set aside all of the lights for the entire build in a back corner of the room and had just 50 lights just hanging out back there the entire time I was building the rest of the build, just to make sure I budgeted the slots for this properly. Because nothing feels worse than getting to the end of a build and realizing you didn't budget any of the slots. Not speaking from experience or anything in the main house of this FC that I may rip down. Because exactly that. Yeah, I'm not bitter or anything. Not upset with myself. Not even a little bit. It's all good. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the shadows here with all this, with the little goober lights, they're so good. Like just the way that they actually have active shadow casting. It's so sad when light is not actually being emitted from some of the lights in the game. But man, these ones are just so good, and it's just so much cool detail. They're just very well modeled. I really, really like them so much. Okay, so what does this put our item count to? 50. Okay. That's pretty much all the aquascape stuff. I think we probably will use like a couple more plants or something. But four more stools, or maybe 3. I don't know, 3 on each side, 4 more. We have these. What do we need? Maybe they're gonna be like a tree or 2. What are we have plants, right? An Ariman vase. Probably want some. We'll need some extra lighting around the room. Wall-mounted table, indoor finishing tables, indoor finishing. Okay, yeah, let's have this here. Dome and dogwood, probably not. Easter inner pond. Oh yeah, we probably need 1 more of those. Oh, we still have 3 more waterfalls? Huh, okay, that's good to know. We're probably gonna use those. Canopy beds. I wonder if there's any kind of framing that we could do with these. Whoa, get out of here, fish tank. Oh, actually, that's kind of neat with the, like, if we didn't have the fish tank thing, like, that is kind of a cool way to do an overhang of a bar. Like that. Right? Like, that's kind of a cool look. Could be useful somewhere. That's true. Light 0, only 1 light, just illuminating the drinks. Like a single bottle of vodka in the corner and just have 1 light spotlight on it. In fact, maybe that's it. What are we even doing? We should just have a queen's rest pushed up into the ceiling so it's a gigantic spotlight on the middle of the floor, and then just put an alcohol bottle set there. I don't know why we're even bothering with all this fanciness, huh? I mean, like, just give the people what they want, right? I think, let's see, this is gonna be, oh God. Where did that go? What was the other bed thing that we had? Canopy bed. What does this look like? Okay, again, probably too crazy. They're like a side use for these, maybe? Oh, actually, that's kind of neat. Huh. You know, like, just plopping them down to give like a reason why there's this kind of like back area that you wouldn't go into. What if we did something like that, maybe? Does that feel weird? Is this super bizarre to put this kind of thing here? I I guess it's kind of distracting. I think maybe it should be more minimal and focused. Okay, well, it's an interesting idea. We can keep that in mind. Potential of blocking these off somehow. Or just creating some bookshelves or something. Yeah, maybe bookshelves, I don't know. Could be reading nook. Let's float these rocks up. So we need a stage panel. And some stage panel, wood loft, and a Riviera shelf. Wood loft and a Riviera shelf. I think the Riviera shelf may come in handy because we might need to like not load all of the waterfalls up at the same time. Yeah, no, I agree, Amphi. I think they're a little too fancy to fit with the vibe of this build itself. Like they'll overshadow the bar, and then also the rest of the FC house as a whole, right, is pretty. It has ornamentation, but like in very particular spots. So I do think it's something worth keeping in mind. Maybe the trim of it or something could be used, but yeah, I think we probably do need to make sure we keep the focus on the primary centerpiece of the build, which is the bar here. Okay, so we have this in mind. Okay, I mean, this is pretty easy to recreate. I think I'm gonna pull these out so they're not in the way. Pull these forward, and then we will float all these rocks up. Or we can just leave this cave, and it'll just be a little magical cave that you can just come and sit in when you want to sit under a waterfall and think about life. Let's see, floating the rocks up. Honestly, this aquarium's got to come down. It's gonna wait. Okay, mark. Let's mark. Height of this is about there. So about the rock line. Trying to think where the rock line of these ought to kind of go to. So maybe about there, like long, not completely covering the whole side, a little bit below it, I think. Which means it's about in line with that little marker on the paper partition, perhaps. Okay, let's use that as a marker for now. Move this out of the way. Ugh, this texture glitching is going to drive me nuts, but that's okay. Also, man, the way that, however weird way the fish tanks are coded, they just fly all over the place. It's kind of crazy how they snap to stuff, and they'll just end up like in the void somewhere. Happens all the time. It's pretty weird. Oh, okay, that's too much. I guess you got to hit the bottom, right? There we go. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to do this too fast. Ugh. Big, sad. Okay, let's put this back. And let's measure that out again. I have it like, was it that? No, it's off center, huh? Gotta be right there. Yeah. No, it's right there, right? Yeah. Okay, right there, I think. Is that even, roughly? That's pretty even. I guess that way kind of matches, it covers up. Yeah, let's start with that. We can always shift it if we need to. Okay, okay, okay. Careful. Take my time more this time. In fact, I'll just float one at a time. That's kind of okay. This feels so inefficient, but I'm also a little bit faster at this normally, but because I'm streaming, it's a little laggy for me as well on this end, so that's why it's a bit slower than normal. How far did we say we need to go? About to there? Is that already too high? You know what I should have done? I should put, rather, aquarium on a wooden loft, and that way we can always just pop it back in. It's okay. Yeah, I'm totally duplicating my efforts here. This is not efficient. That's okay. I get so nervous when you have to overlap like this and you're actually clicking like right on an item, but you have the return to inventory, because if you click it wrong, it'll blow it up. Makes me nervous. Surely I can't be the only one who freaks out about that kind of thing. Yes, this is the glamorous side of housing, the part where you just click, 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 float, float thing. Ah, crap! I floated it too far, and you got to go back. But you know what? This is real. Okay, we don't sugarcoat it here. This is how this goes down. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna freeze this stuff in place, including the verdant partition here that we floated. Oh, wait, how did I grab that? There we go. Grab that. This too. I think that there are better ways to do this where you can grab the other items, but a lot of times it ends up being just like this weird trial and error where I'm just like trying to find how to click. Like, how do I click this one? I had it selected that. There we go. There. It's selected for a second. Where was it? There. Right there. Got it. Is there one also right? There's one here. I forget. Let's rotate. Yeah, there's nothing right here. Okay, just greenery. Okay. Those are floated. Let's go to the next thing. My house is broken, so it double clicks. Oh my gosh, your mouse double clicks? Woo! Man, that is scary. For exactly the thing I just talked about with the when you have the place object to inventory. And this thing, oh my gosh, that must be so nail bitey. I mean, I do think that sometimes if you do have a lot of things you're floating and it needs to be really precise, I mean, it really does pay to just go slow. You know, just very purposefully click precisely how you want it to. Because usually it always just happens that I mess up when I get too, not lazy, but try to just go too fast. And this game does not, housing-wise, does not appreciate when you try to cheese it and go fast. There we go. Now we're housing. I think what we can probably do is we're gonna float all these up so they match the other rocks, freeze them all in place, walk outside, and then we'll alternate the heights a little bit just to give it a bit more natural feel and texture. Whoa, why did that one get grabbed? It's okay, I already froze that one in place, right? So, are these? No, they're not. One more click up. One click. There we go. Okay. I think they're all the same height now. Yep. Okay. Do this. Rotate tool. Rotate. Let me click you. There we go. Wow, that worked. Wow, I think I got them all. Amazing. First try. Okay. Let's freeze these in place. Walk outside. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, this is exactly right as I'm about to do that last micro float, but I haven't rotated anything, is when you blast the air horn, right? And then it all goes to shit. Oh, here we go, yeah. We can test the steps too, there. Walk in, walk up the steps, you'd be at the bar, look up, bartender and things, and aquarium and stuff. Okay. I realized too that the sides of these need to be raised up a bit more because I think the framing right here on the aquarium actually should sit a little bit higher on this, but we'll see that in a moment here. So let's grab this. We bring this forward. Also, hello new viewers. I see we have a couple more new viewers. All good if you just want to watch and stuff and listen, but just want to say hello. Welcome to the stream. We're building a bar in an FC right now. Feel free to say hi or field any questions if anyone is watching and curious about anything. I'd be happy to answer or explain what we're doing, or yeah, whatever you guys want to know. The housing, housing ultimate with chat, just like spamming air horns while I'm trying to micro float stuff. Okay. Let's see. Frame needs to be a little bit farther back. I'm gonna turn off grid snap here. Actually, let's snap it close at least. One more snap, 2 more snaps. Right there. I think it's the mid, right? Is that roughly in the middle of the room? Yeah, that's ish. You can finesse that a little bit. Let's see, how does this rock line look? It looks a little... Fish tank need to be higher? Bartenders. I know, right? Yeah, I think actually that's looking pretty nice. I like the rocks there. Oh, we should do a fish check. Tilt camera. Let's do 100. There we go. That's a nice view. Okay, tilt camera 100. And let's check these fish. Fish check. Oh my gosh. Ah, camera. Ugh. Whew, those fish are clipping bad. I think, okay, let's see. Can we bring the tank a little bit farther forward? Do we need to pull these rocks out on the sides? Because these fish seem to really like to jump into these rocks. I think we might want to do that because that looks pretty bad. That looks pretty weird. Yeah, like, no, I mean, I like right here, what that fish just did, like, where it's swimming behind the greenery, I do really like that part. I'm just not too big a fan of them swimming, like, full on into the rocks so much. Like that, right there. It kind of, well, that one's actually a little bit believable because the rock's a little far. I don't know. Will it just grow on us? Will people just not care that much? I mean, is this overthinking it? Right? Like right there where it's kind of coming out of the rock. I kind of would like it if that was a little bit avoided. Because I was going to also add another layer of like 1 or 2 pieces of greenery in the foreground of the tank. That way there's really a lot of places that they can swim in and out of between. Okay, let's just try this for a second, right? Let's just try bringing this forward a little bit more. Okay, I don't like that you can see the brown of the tank, but if we just go so you can just barely not see it. There we go. Instead of like a full click behind. Okay, fish check again. Okay. Kind of looking at the back wall here just to see. Like, I mean, I think inevitably because we're building stuff into the tank, they are going to clip a little bit into the walls. But if it's just to try to minimize it a bit. I think that's better. A little bit, at least. Right? I think we might need to just bring out the side rocks a little bit more. Like, push these outward. Which we can actually test by just moving this tank over, right? If we just say... We can imagine that we're moving both the tanks outward by just... What if we went 2 clicks or something? Move everything outward by 1 or 2 clicks. Simulated by move the tank. One click over enough? Two feels like too much. It's probably... Then it definitely won't clip. But even with 1... Just 1... Oh my gosh. The lag. What's going on? Right there. Okay, so if we just have enough of the rock. Just a little bit of just enough so it covers up the side of the tank. And we just check again. I think. There we go. Right, like that. So it's like a 1 snap outward roughly and a little bit of change to make sure that the rocks don't really clip so much with the fish. I think they're going to clip into the back wall a little bit, but once we put some greenery in the foreground, I think that will help alleviate people noticing that as much. Just because this kind of view will be a little bit more blocked. Okay, let's do this. So we'll take this and we will hold the tank side, put it over here. It's probably fine, Amphi, but if we can make it a little bit more, I feel like I want to try. It was only fine too because I moved the tank over to the side, not the rocks. And I think okay, you know what? Instead of freezing these in place, I really should have left them unfrozen so that way I could get them just slam back to the ground if I needed to change them. But that's okay. That little corner needs to be okay. Waterfall. Let's line this up. So this is actually going to have to happen anyway, where I have two waterfalls lined up like this, I think. Because we do want the rocks to keep coming downward. So we will have, and we'll have it clicked one, click out like that. But for now, let's line them up perfectly. And move this one out one. Okay. And another one over here. All right. All right, all right. These all lined up, lined up. Is that lined up? No, it's not. There we go. Now it's lined up. Okay, but this one is pushed one out. Yeah, pushed one out, push this one out. We gotta make this, you know, this frames the whole room. It frames the whole aquarium, right? So it's kind of important that we try to figure this one out. I think I might as well just float both aquarium. I'll float both rocks up, and then we can pull one out and we can see if it feels better. In fact, I'm going to also push this. Let's test really quick. Oh, excuse me. Whoa. Apparently my throat was really dry there. Yikes. You could hear that croaky voice like that. Okay, okay, so fish tank in. It's gonna be that. Right, I think, is that center? No, actually this is center. Oh my god, are all the rock formations off center already? I think this one is actually farther off than this one. Okay, easy way to tell. Yeah, guys. I guess we gotta finish the bar quick so we can have a drink at it, huh? I feel like we need it. Yeah, like this lines up this. Halfway at the top there. Huh. Okay, the rocks were off center the whole time. Man, that's kind of weird. But good to know. So actually these can all pop out one more, arguably. Because is this centered now? Oh my goodness. Okay. Right? That's the center of the room. Center of the tank, roughly. Okay. Jesus. Ooh. Aquarium water. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, but then again, to be fair, I mean, you live in a dilapidated fishing hut and call that home, so I could see how you are one with the fish, one with the whole vibe. We do have the, what is it, the Kojin blessing, right? So, like, technically, we could. You could just chill with the fish all day, right? This bugs me that there's little bits hangs out here. But we might need to just deal with that. Actually, if we just push this back a little bit farther, does it go away? No, you kind of need to like offset it a bit. Okay, I'm gonna try pulling this in a little bit. Let's see, how does the rock look on the side? Okay. No, guys, I feel like the whole thing here is giving this really precise look. What did I put? I moved that in. Okay, no one's gonna notice that much. That. Actually, how did we have that before? What was here? I feel like I didn't see this, a little bit of the rock showing here before. What was he gonna do with that? Oh no, I think we had a pond or something there, maybe. That's what is it. Okay. Oh, I remember now what's going on here. The reason this rock is jutting out and was sticking to the tank a bunch was because it was hiding the little, this bar, I think. But to be honest, it doesn't need to be that way. We could just move the whole wall outward and it'd be fine. Okay, well, we can always adjust it later. Embrace the imperfection, right? Okay, we're gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna... Tank, come. Okay, tank over here. Oh my god, no, don't do this to me. There we go. Moving up in life, guys. Here we go. Moving up. No, one more. There we go. Having that there. Oh god. That sounds magically awful. Is it gonna come from that really humongous rainbow fish? What is that? What is that thing called? It's like something of the 7 seas, right? The really crazy humongous rainbow fish that you can get. It's like the warden of the 7 seas or something. Is that right? Fish experts, go. There we go. Warden of the Seven Hues. Oh, okay. I see where how they changed that up. That thing does look really cool, but then it just dead fishes it and floats in the middle of the tank. It might as well be taxidermy. Man, that would be such a massive update if they managed to like update tanks in the game to be a bit more dynamic and the fish could actually all move around the tank or something. Or you could, I don't know, have like an ocean, like a wall, like a humongous tank, right? Maybe like, I kind of understand the idea that like a big fish would just be struggling in a tank, even the large tank here, but like, oh, they should just give us a whole walls, you know, like those aquariums where there's like a deep sea tank, and then you can put the big fish in there and it'll actually swim. Because that would be, I mean, that would be game changing for some people. Okay, before we freeze these in place, let's bring the tank back and experiment with whether that's enough coverage on the rocks. Tank on the rocks, along with my whatever else on the rocks. Vodka on the rocks, water on the rocks, water straight up. Okay. Where are we going? Middle of the room? Middle of the room? There we go, middle of the room, okay. And we had it looking like just a little bit behind so that the green wall back there show. Wait, what is going on? This is feels off somehow. Okay, it was about like that. I think it was up too, huh? It was higher. Okay, actually that looks pretty nice though right there, even. But let's check. For the bars, they're gonna be here. It definitely needs to be higher up. Although I think we were gonna raise the whole bar up, right? We're gonna have the bars come up the wall. At least a little bit here. Let's see. Coca-Cola. Yeah, exactly. A piranha fountain. Is there a piranha in the game? Can you put a piranha in a tank in this game? Let's see. Wow. Okay. What am I doing? Oh, right. Take out this layer, right? So if this is gone, is that covered up enough? It is. Perfect. And then if I take out the side one too, it is also pretty much covered up. Come on, let me grab the waterfall. There we go. Nice. Maybe it needs to be turned a little bit, just so that little edge. It's not a big deal though, I don't think. Right? Right, guys? It's not a big deal. that little... Okay. You know what? We're close though. It's close. And then it'll probably be like... Oh, actually, yeah, then it covers it up. Ta-da! Okay, we turn this way. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Then it covers up the little, like, random corner here, too. If we do this. Yeah, now we're cooking with gas. Okay. Okay, this is good. I think this is turning out... Okay. I'm much happier this way. There we go. Yeah, we do like that. This might goof up the bar a little bit, but you know what? Sacrifices must be made. Is that too far forward? Maybe. Why can this not be grabbed? There you go. Yeah, so if we do like this, and then we push the tank higher, then we have the bar here. I think that's fine. We might need to finesse this a bit in terms of rotating this or something. But let's click the tank one higher. Oof, one higher. There we go. And back. Oh, one back. There we go. Right back. And then bring it just so. Okay. And fish check. Let's try the fish check. Okay. See that? I'm like, that kind of reminds me of the Coca-Cola thing. Do you remember like I think Div and them on FFXIV were showing how you could, and certain goblet plots, you could go to the edge and like drop a retainer down onto the street level, and they would like dress the retainer in like a trench coat and sunglasses and have it selling Coca-Cola. Yeah. And nothing else. It was great. I thought that was such a cool little touch that you could add if you had a certain kinds of goblet plots. How does this look? Are the fish clipping really badly? Let's look. That's true, and you're absolutely right. Rock formations are not meant to be symmetrical, so it's a more natural feel, right? No, but that's okay. Honestly, I think the biggest culprit right now is these two side rocks that are clipping with, that are really hiding these rails. But honestly, because we're covering up everything so much, I'm just gonna take those out, push the rocks back anyway. And overall though, I think that's looking pretty solid. Especially when we add some of the other plants in here, it will be, you can't even tell. Yeah, I don't know, maybe if I want to finick with that too, I might just finesse that a little bit off stream or something. Just because that's just going to be a lot of me like micro shifting something left or right. But that can always also happen at a later time. I feel like this build isn't too complicated that we can't mess with it after it's already pretty much done. Okay, so let's disconnect the tank from this. Perfect. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. And I want to figure out what's going to happen here with the bar again. Okay, so now that we have the fish tank, let's put this over here. I'm going to tilt my camera back down a bit. Tilt camera 75. There we go. That's a little better. Amphy, do you have a goblet plot? Is that what you're saying? Like you want to try that one day, or does it mean like one day if you ever build on a goblet plot, you want to try it? Oh, okay. Yeah, if you have a goblet plot, you might be able to do it. If you have a goblet plot that it all has like a edge, like a cliff near the garden that like overhangs the street level below, then you might be able to drop something down below there. Okay, push this in. Ah, look at that. That's kind of interesting. Kind of cool. All right. Let's see. We wanted to try maybe putting these here. It's like some framing, right? Sandwiches for snacks. No. Let's see. Unhinged tide pool yard. Oh. Did you post photos of the yard for your fishing hut? I'm guessing that's what you mean, right? Like you made a tide pool yard outside of the dilapidated fishing hut? I gotta come over to see your build, actually. Maybe I can come over, like, after stream or something. I think this is gonna work. There we go, like that. Raised up. Ooh, I gotta make sure that then the tank can line up with this too, huh? Otherwise, that's gonna be a little off. But that's fine. Close enough. I'm not freaking out. It's fine. Oh, you know what I also forgot here is we're gonna have the showcases, right? To give it that glow. Did we buy those? Did we buy showcases? No, but we can very easily. Okay, where are they? What are these things? Are they in other? Shelves, maybe? Oh, yeah. There we go. Book showcases or regular showcases? Probably regular because of the inbuilt shelves. I don't know. Does it really matter? Let's see. Did I add anything? I think the bookcases are going to be too crazy. Let's go with the normal shelves. This showcase. Probably need 2 of them. Okay. Drop down. We'll put 1 here. Oh man, yeah, look how much that adds. Can we get away with just 1? Is that enough? Like, to save slots? Right? Like, I mean, it's kind of cool with the glass in front, if you do it like that. But realistically, it's just about the glow, right? And if you just have it right like this, that's enough. Versus like that, right? There's no glow. I think all we want is just backlighting. And that looks pretty nice. What do you guys think? Oh yeah, there's like the overlap thing, right? Yeah, so I've never tried it yet, but my understanding is the overlap thing works where like I'd put it down like this, and I put one down, or was it you put 2 of them, like you had to pull this one up off the ground, move it over, and then like drop it back down on top of it or something, right? It's some weird something like that. I've actually never tried it yet, but maybe it could be something we try. Can I place this from inventory? Storeroom. Or, sorry, can I place this from storeroom? I saw that it wouldn't let me actually just place that down nicely, which is a bit frustrating. Really? Why can't I? There we go. So weird. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Honestly, this is all gonna get messed up too because of unable to place item. Okay, I guess I know I have to slot the showcase in there. But okay. In short, I'll put one showcase behind just to give it the backlighting, and that's really all it needs because it's already got all the framing that it needs because of the shelves here, right? We don't actually need the showcase itself to frame the bar. Can we do... Right, explained it. Bright dancer? Is that what you mean by bright? That's good. Close with the... Oh, you're right, huh? It's hitting this aquarium. That's what you mean, right? That the little top of it is probably bouncing into this, and the boundary line is that right there, right? Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because that's the whole point, is that they don't like glass, like things with like glass reflection and water and stuff, like messing with stuff. Okay, well that would be a good reason then to snap the aquarium one snap higher, I guess. Or wait, you could probably just sink the showcase too, right? Because it's tabletop, right? So you could do the mega crane and just like push it into the floor if I needed to. I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty sure we're just going to float the aquarium upward, but I think you could also mega crane the showcase into the floor a little bit. And then that would be not a problem. Okay, we can do that. This is looking pretty cool. Kind of like an interesting like the V pattern we got going on here. I wonder how that's gonna look if we put some more framey stuff on here. So like, yeah, I'm leaning towards, because of like, I think pretty much all this is gonna float up off the ground because of the troop stage height. So the bar will end up being like, you know, about the bottles and stuff will probably be like there. Maybe a little bit higher even. I don't know. We'll float the rocks up to just the whole thing, float it up a bit more. And then the aquarium will be floated up. And because it's so high, there's really not going to be much room to poke stuff out the top. But to be honest, I feel like that the look of the stuff poking out at the top really works well when it's on the ground level and someone sees it head on. So we can probably do that if we work it into the main household. But yeah, it might be a little bit tough to put that in this build. And again, I think it's better use of slots would be towards the cafe kind of seating over here and the entryway and kind of making this place feel really built out. Considering we're in an apartment, I mean. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure, wait, someone, in terms of like the glitch of floating the thing, I think I saved it as well, but surely someone has been compiling a bunch of these effects, right? I know HDXTV has their document that has a lot of the glitches, but I think some of the more people-driven, like the recent discoveries and stuff, are like all over the place. We need a database. We need like a centralized database of this. All the findings. Also, I just realized we are actually already at the 6 o'clock mark. Wow, That flew by. Man, that was great. I think we made some really good progress here. I mean, admittedly, I guess if you look at a screenshot of when we first started versus now, it doesn't look that different, but at least everything's all floated up and we got things a lot more like positioned out and measured out. I'll think through a little bit more for Wednesday's stream. I was just so frazzled last night because of the whole OBS blowing itself up thing. But yeah, no, that's how housing goes sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes you just, you know, you get kind of lost on one little thing, a little too much maybe. Or on the right things, but I mean, it just, you know, it just takes more time than you think. In a way, that's the showcase of this, right? This is the whole point of also showing some of this off is people seeing kind of what goes into some of these builds. I think that's kind of good for people to see sometimes, like all the thought and everything. Indeed, the memories and the friends that we had along the way, right? That was the real housing. The real housing. And yeah. Oh, so I guess follow-up question. Melody, are you still in here? I don't know if you're still listening or if you had to run. But yeah, would you guys wanna do like a little hangout bard concert over at my FC house tomorrow? Even if she's not in here, I could always ask her separately. It sounded like she kind of had that. Yeah, I mean, even though the main room isn't necessarily finished, but I mean, pretty much everything's kind of all up and functional enough. Yeah. Yeah, we wouldn't be doing, at least for tomorrow's one, we wouldn't maybe be doing so much building, at least on a stream or anything. But yeah, it would just be more like for anybody who wants to come just like hang out, and just hang out, listen to some music, just chat about stuff, or you know, it can be just a podcast style too, where we're also working on some other stuff and we're sharing our builds. I might debut at least a version of maybe the Discord or something, and then maybe get some of you guys in there to help me feel it out and see if it's feeling okay. I have the framework for the Discord all pretty much set up, but I just wanted to kind of like do some testing before I really push it live to everyone. But I want to get it live by Wednesday, ideally, for the housing people, but then also because I guess here, I'm gonna plug this shamelessly right now. So if you guys know, I have been working on building a new nightclub. I built Ichi Nightclub, which if you're curious, anyone in here who hasn't seen that before, you can take a look at my Twitter, linked below, and you can see what that looks like, Ichi Nightclub. And I built that over a year ago now, a little over a year ago. And sometime, like about maybe 6 months after I built that, I started already having all these ideas of other stuff I wanted to do. And so for the last 6 months or so, I've been in secret building a new nightclub. And I'm very excited that this Wednesday will be the grand opening of that club. So yeah, I'll be streaming, I'll be performing at the nightclub that I built this Wednesday from 8 to 11 p.m. PST. So pretty much, like, except for the staff who's going to be working there and a few very choice people who gave me some input along the way, basically no one's seen it yet. So but if you like housing, and if you like, I mean, I guess you don't necessarily have to like nightclubs, but just yeah, if you like housing and builds, I think you're gonna want to come check it out. It's I worked really hard on it, and I'm really proud of how it came out, and I think it has some pretty cool ideas that may inspire you, and that you may either want to be inspired by for your own builds, or just it'll be cool to see. And hey, come and hang out with the music too. I aside from housing, I put a lot of time and thought into creating, you know, nice musical experiences and stuff, and I really want to showcase that here at this nightclub. So yeah, mark your calendars down for this Wednesday. I'm also going to still be streaming housing on Wednesday too, by the way. So the normal schedule housing, considering moving housing, the Wednesday housing, typically I've done Monday and Wednesday for housing, same time, 4 to 6 p.m. PST, but I might move it now because of the nightclub is called Prominence, and it's opening on Wednesday nights. But to have housing and then a couple hours and then the nightclub every week might be a lot, so I might consider moving the Wednesday housing to either Tuesday or Thursday. Possibly Thursday, like same time earlier in the evening, 4 to 6. Would you guys be okay with that? Potentially, the Wednesday housing got moved to Thursdays. For anyone also who's here in chat, who has a thought too, feel free to chime in, even if you haven't said much the rest of the time here. I genuinely want to make sure that people can still make it to the stream. Yeah. Okay, cool. Laura, do you have any thoughts on that? Let's see. So, okay, I guess we could talk about for this week. We'll just leave it at Wednesday, though. You know, just keep it simple. But it's good to kind of just get a little bit of a gauge if people would be okay with that. But so next time I'll be streaming will be Wednesday, 4 to 6 p.m. PST for housing, and then a few hours later, 8 to 11 p.m. Sorry, what am I talking about? 8 to 11 p.m. PST will be the grand opening of Prominence Nightclub. And here, actually, I have a slide if you want to take a look. So here we go. For anybody in here who'd like the information here, you could take a screenshot of this or something. So it's this Wednesday, March 16th, grand opening of a new nightclub that I built on Crystal Data Center. So if you have a character on Crystal, please, I'd love for you guys to join. If you don't, you can make one before Wednesday and then come join. It's because it's in Lavender Beds, so you can actually just create a character that starts in New Gridania and then just run there. There's no barrier to entry there. So you can literally arrive with a level 1 or 2 character. And yeah, it'll be a special 3-hour opening night party. And then after that, the weekly schedule for this new nightclub that I have going will be this. So if you want to take a screenshot of this as well, it's going to be Wednesday and Sunday, but every other week. So it'll be this Wednesday, and then this coming Sunday, and then a week off, and then it'll come back Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday. The Wednesday nights are going to be more like high energy club music, you know, like heavy on the beat, heavy on the energy, and it'll vary night to night, what kind of genre gets played. But it's always going to be melodic and groovy and, a lot of high energy. And then the Sunday is earlier in the day. It's more like a sunset hangout kind of thing. So the kind of vibe is like hanging out at sunset on a grassy lawn, you know, having a beer, recovery Sunday, just kind of chilling. But you kind of want to just have some nice music to groove to. And maybe either start your night again, you know, as you recovery Sunday back into some more partying, or just if you just want a kind of little nice end cap on your weekend. So 4 to 6 p.m. PST or 7 to 9 EST Sunday. is a garden party, and that will be outside the club in the garden. So, and oh yeah, and I do. So typically for nightclubs, they ask you to dismiss minions and put away your weapons. And I believe that that's because people, every item that the game has to load is something that another person can't be rendered. So that's why most nightclubs do ask that you put away your minions and your weapons. So I apologize that your minions will probably be asked to be dismissed, just because we don't want to set that precedent where everybody has everything out. It gets really crazy in some of the nightclubs really fast. It's just so much going on that the people's games can't handle. So yeah. And hey, I mean, I know, Laura, you're saying you're not much of a nightclub person. Totally get it. To be honest, I know a lot of people aren't. And that's fine. I think an appeal of these clubs in the game is like, you don't actually have to bump into people if you don't want to, right? Like, you don't even have to show up, to be honest. Like, I mean, you don't have to put your character in the game if you're not comfortable being there in the game. You can just listen in. It can be just like a podcast, like the radio for you if you'd like. So, I mean, the emphasis is going to be on the music these nights. If you guys like to hear me talking and just like hang out and chill, housing nights are for you, or housing streams are for you, because that's going to be a lot of me talking and hanging out. But if you want the other side of stuff where it's more of like a performance, less talking, but a little bit of talking, but less talking, more about the music, more about the experience, then I hope that you will give one of these, nightclub nights a shot, because I think it'll be a really cool vibe. It's not just going to be crazy raging music. It's going to be, I think, pretty accessible and fun, and something a little bit different, but it'll still feel very familiar. So I hope you give it a shot, and maybe you'll find some new music that you really like. So here, I'll throw the grand opening again this Wednesday. New nightclub, built by me. And yeah. And then for tomorrow, I'll ask Melody then, and just maybe we can just see if we can get a little group of us together and just give this a shot. Time-wise, in terms of when shall we have a little bard performance? I don't know, like, I can try to message some of you guys after I talk to her, but I'm thinking maybe like 7 or 8 p.m. PST? A little bit later in the evening, right? Maybe a little bit after dinner or something. If anyone here is in stream and would like to also be a part of that, I'm not going to be streaming it because I don't have the game sound all like working properly. And we're kind of just like doing this more of like a fun little off-stream hangout for everybody. If you want to come out to a little private bard concert and hang out in my FC room, shoot me like a message on Discord or on Twitter or something, and I can let you know when and where to go. We're going to be hanging out. For anybody who isn't here and hasn't seen, it'll be here. So, we'll have Melody playing out here on the stage, and we can just all hang out and chat and, yeah, whatever we want to do. I don't know. Fluffy's absolutely invited to this one, and Fluffy can hang out the whole time for this one, for sure. Your lovely minions and your friends, invited too. So, if you have any friends who might like to just like hang out and have a little comfy music and hang out vibe, this is great. I love this. This is exactly what I wanted to do with this. I wanted to kind of build community spaces for us, and then we hang out as a community in those spaces. I mean, hooray! It's all coming together. So cool. I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream here for now. And again, I'll send out a message about tomorrow, about the little Bard concert tomorrow. Bard concert and hangout. And then, if nothing else, for anyone watching, thank you so much for coming tonight. Hope you had a great time. And I'll see you this Wednesday for either or the housing stream, 4 to 6 p.m. PST. That'll be housing stream. Or the grand opening of Prominence Nightclub, 8 to 11 p.m. PST. And I'm really looking forward to you guys seeing what I've put together for you. So, thank you. Thank you everyone for coming. And take care until next time. Have a great rest of the night.